All right, everybody. So this is the public comments workshop from the Arab American Civic Council. My name is Amin Nash. I'm a fellow with the Arab American Civic Council, and my role is to do research and provide these type of workshops and educational sessions. Also in the meeting right now is Chelsea. She's going to be supporting us, God willing, on Tuesday. And I'll be showing some slides. So throughout the presentation, if Chelsea has any questions or if I need to ask questions, you'll probably hear that. So I'm going to get right into this little slides. Let's see, I don't know why. Slideshow, there we go. So this is so I'm going to send everybody, I'll follow up everybody with this doc, but inside this doc, we have a couple of links that you can use that will help you get an idea of our public comments, what our messaging is essentially. But of course, what we'll be discussing on August 23rd is the Little Arabia district. And Little Arabia, essentially, for those who don't know, if anybody needs a reminder, but it is a street located on Brookhurst. Or it's a district located on Brookhurst, and it consists of 100 immigrant-owned businesses. There's a mix of languages and a mix of cultures, but primarily it provides access to the Middle Eastern and North African culture. So visitors who speak the language, whether they're from Afghanistan or Morocco, they can come and feel at home on Brookhurst. And also there's a number of Thai businesses, Korean businesses, and people kind of come and gather in this area to get access to their culture. So on August 23rd, what's going to happen is there's two agenda items discussed. There's a study of the Brookhurst corridor street, and then that includes an economic and real estate impact study, which is something that we feel is not really appropriate use of city's money. So we're focused on the designation, the actual specific designation of Little Arabia. And that's our ask. We want to, if any study is done, it has to be centered on the designation and has to begin with the Arab American community. So real quick, what is a public comment? And essentially a public comment is really just meant to ensure there is this democratic process, because without our voices, without our ideas, the city will just run amok. They won't really know. So these are actually mechanisms used to ensure there's a democratic process within the city. And this is essentially our way to speak on a matter that's really important to us. So what's important to us in this meeting is the Little Arabia district. For those who don't know, when you go to the Anaheim City Hall, this is what it looks like in this picture. It's not really this dramatic. These photos they have are really dramatic and it makes it look intimidating, but it's really not. Really, it's just you talking to, right now it's 6 different council members, and it's really a chance for you to reach beyond them. It's kind of reaching to a wider audience. So when you go into Anaheim City Hall, they'll give you a green speaker card. You'll sign your name on it, and we'll be there to help you guys with any of this process. You'll have a maximum of 3 minutes, and so pretty much your comment or whatever you want to write on, it's around 300 words. That's about 3 minutes. That's around 2 minutes. So it's not too much writing. And essentially you just want to go and give a good comment about your experience with Little Arabia. So I'm going to go into crafting your statement. So as I mentioned, what you're writing or what you're putting on your document is about 300 words. So you want to be kind of concise with your introduction. And what's really important in your introduction is that you introduce, you don't have to give your name. That's not really necessary, but you do want to give a connection with Anaheim. If you're a voter, you want to say that you're a voter. If you are a business owner, you want to say you're a business owner. Like for me, for example, I work every day in Brookhurst, and that's my connection with Brookhurst. Some people visit Little Arabia regularly or Brookhurst regularly. That's a good indicator to say that some people live far and they come. But if you are in Anaheim, your voice is stronger. And so it's good to say that, you are either directly on Brookhurst or that you're a voter. So you usually want to start off by saying you could write my name is this, or you don't have to state your name, but you could say I am in Brookhurst and I'm writing today because of I want the council to formally designate Little Arabia, something like this. That's our ask, but you can also request anything that you feel is necessary that the city should know. Your first statement / paragraph, this is really the evidence portion, and you can keep it nice and short. You want to describe what Little Arabia is from your own words, So we have two examples on the screen here. The first example, so on your second paragraph, you can say, I'm here to encourage the council to designate Little Arabia because it attracts people, or you can speak from your own words. I've seen it grow. But the second example is our discussion for the Brookhurst Corridor study. And this Brookhurst Corridor study that's happening on August 23rd, it's not really the best use of taxpayer money because it's a study that's not going to guarantee it's either going to guarantee that there's a district, but also might guarantee and investors coming in and kind of uprooting some of these businesses. So the way it's written right now may not be the best use. So you want to kind of provide some examples, and we have talking points I'll provide to everybody after this presentation that you can get inspiration for these evidence. But essentially the first statement that you make, it's about like 100 words, 120 words. You just want to give some evidence of what you think is important, what's the benefits of Little Arabia and why you think it's necessary. Your second paragraph it's really your story. The second paragraph should really be how you think Little Arabia is, what's your relation with Little Arabia? It's your story. This is the narrative part. And this is a really critical part because one, I feel that this is people's authentic voice, but two, it humanizes the district a little bit. So in 100 words, around 120 words, you're going to just say your favorite memory. How did Little Arabia impact you? How does living in Anaheim impact you? What's it like being in West Anaheim? Are there good things, bad things, things like this, and this is really the most important thing to provide to the council. And you can always you can always just go straight into a story. You can say, I have a story for you to tell you guys about Little Arabia. I want to tell you guys something from my perspective. I've seen this in my business, and just tell them your narrative, tell them the story, and it's really important to, that's a good way to kind of humanize it. But also the more we humanize it, the more they realize that people care. And then the last part, just in a quick, 10, 15 words, you're just going to do a conclusion, you're going to do your, oops, I had a misspelling, I'm sorry. But this should be request. I am requesting the city council to officially designate Little Arabia, and then thank them for your time. You can request anything. You can do any kind of request you want, but this is kind of what our ask is I hope to hear. You can even do something where I hope to hear the council's opinion about the designation of Little Arabia. I hope that there's a positive, you can frame it that way, but essentially you're doing a call to action. You're trying to get them to respond to whatever the things you're saying. And so these are the final points that I'll make for the presentation. You want to aim for your statement to be around 300 words. You want to speak from the hearts, but I really want to stress this, that you don't have to feel pressure to do the full 3 minutes. You can even do like just 150 word statement where you just tell your story or anything, because the reason being is the more concise and the more honest your statement, the better it is for pretty much everybody. You don't want to feel that you have to blurt things out, or that it's kind of inauthentic some way. We generally want you to feel that this is just a time for you to enjoy. Tell them their memory of Brookhurst. Tell them something you need from Brookhurst. Let them hear your voice. it's really important to kind of just feel loose. And, the last point is to have fun. This is really a good time for people to hear your voice and, just enjoy it, enjoy the time and don't feel pressured. It's just, we would like for you to use some of the talking points that you need, but we don't want you to feel that it's necessary to exactly say what we want you to say. Speak from the heart. That's more authentic than anything. So that's kind of it for the presentation. I would like to, before we close, I would like to show, I'm going to show the documents that people can use. I'm gonna share my screen one more time. Chelsea, can you see this one, the Anaheim City Council meetings one?
The public comment agenda for the meeting? Yeah, I see it.
Awesome, thank you, Chelsea. So this is our official document that has pretty much all the information on it. And you'll be able to form, you'll be able to identify what's the issue, the things we're talking about, our asks. But you'll also be able to have a template on how to write a public comment. We included a little worksheet that you can click on, and this worksheet provides you more information about the history of the designation, the history of Little Arabia, things that are going on. And the last page, there's like probably 2 or 3 pages. These are our talking points that you can find inspiration from. One thing, like, for example, is that we feel like a firm to study Brookhurst corridor studies, kind of not the best use of taxpayer funds. Designation reflects a unique and loving character of Anaheim. It intermixes English and Spanish, Arabic and Spanish, and more languages. We feel that Little Arabia is a unifying topic. Things like this, you can probably find inspiration, and we have about 2.5 pages of these points. So I will send these to everybody via email and also on the WhatsApp. And I hope that you guys can find inspiration on these. Chelsea, do you have any questions or anything you want to bring up?
No, this is really informative. Thank you.
And yeah, this is one of those things that for context, or for context, this is a project that has been going on since like the late 1990s. So a little over 20 years. And this is the farthest we've gone with this project. And a lot of times we faced, we have faced racism as a community. We've faced discrimination. But lately, especially after 2010s, we've been keeping at it. The community kept growing, and we kept trying to contribute to Anaheim. And, it seems people have been appreciating us more and more. And we don't. The big thing we feel is that we don't want to leave anybody out. We want to grow Anaheim together, and not push anybody out. Yeah. So that's kind of where we've been. I think that's it. I'm going to stop recording, and thank you, everybody.